The envelope hits my chest before I even process what's happening. White. Heavy. Official looking. I'm standing in the hospital hallway, still wearing the same clothes I slept in for 3 nights straight, in that uncomfortable chair beside her bed. I already signed, Vanessa says. Her voice is flat, like she's reading from a script she memorized weeks ago. Her mother, Patricia, stands beside her with arms crossed. Her father, Gerald, won't meet my eyes. He's studying the floor tiles like they contain the secrets of the universe. 2 days ago, I wired every cent I had to pay for her surgery. 2 days ago, these same people were hugging me, calling me their hero, telling me how blessed Vanessa was to have me. Now I'm holding divorce papers while the discharge nurse pretends to check her clipboard, clearly wishing she was anywhere else. My hands shake as I open the envelope. Not from sadness, from pure shock. My name is Raymond Webb, and this is the moment I realized I'd just been used like an ATM machine with a heartbeat. I don't yell. That's what catches them off guard. I just stare at Vanessa's signature on the divorce papers. It's bold and steady, practiced, like she'd signed it multiple times to get it just right. Patricia starts talking in this calm, reasonable voice about how the apartment should stay with Vanessa because recovery needs to happen in a familiar, comfortable environment. Nobody asks how I'm supposed to pay back the personal loan I took out. Nobody asks where I'm going to sleep tonight. Nobody asks if I'm okay. They already decided I'd figure it out. I always do. I nod once, pressing my lips together hard. If I open my mouth right now, something will come out that I can't take back. The discharge nurse clears her throat awkwardly. I'll just give you folks some privacy. She practically runs down the hallway. 3 weeks earlier, everything was different. We were sitting in Dr. Morrison's office when he said the word urgent, and everything else became background noise. Vanessa grabbed my hand so tight, I thought she might break my fingers. Her parents leaned forward in their chairs, faces pale. The mass needs to come out as soon as possible, the doctor continued. We're looking at surgery within the next 2 weeks. Patricia looked directly at me. So did Gerald. Like the answer had always been me, and they were just waiting for me to catch up. We'll figure it out, I said, squeezing Vanessa's hand back. I thought we meant together. I didn't know it meant alone. The insurance call happened 2 days later. I sat in my car in the hospital parking lot, phone on speaker, sweating through my shirt even though it was cool outside. Your wife's plan covers 70%, the representative said. The remaining balance would be approximately $48,000. My stomach dropped. $48,000. That's the estimated patient responsibility? Yes, sir. When I got home and told Vanessa, she cried quietly at the kitchen table. Before I could even process my own panic, Gerald was already talking. Delays could be dangerous, he said firmly. We can't risk waiting for payment plans or appeals. Time matters here. Patricia nodded. Raymond, you understand, don't you? This is Vanessa's life. Fear is expensive. I found that out fast. I sat at my laptop at 2 in the morning, staring at my savings account. 15 years of discipline. Every bonus saved. Every tax refund tucked away. Money for retirement, for emergencies, for the future we talked about building. $63,000. I watched it disappear with one click. Transfer complete. The hospital confirmed the receipt the next morning. Vanessa kissed my cheek and whispered, I don't know what I'd do without you. I believed her completely. That was my mistake. The surgery took 8 hours. I stayed in the waiting room the entire time, surviving on vending machine coffee and anxiety. Patricia and Gerald left after 4 hours. We need to rest, Patricia said. We'll be back tomorrow. After surgery, they put Vanessa in recovery. I slept in the chair beside her bed for 3 nights straight. Her parents visited during the day, but they went home every evening. On the second night, I woke up to whispered voices outside her room. Patricia and Gerald, talking low. After she's stable, Patricia was saying, we move forward with the timeline. And he won't suspect? Gerald asked. He's too busy being the hero. I told myself I was hearing things wrong, that I was exhausted and paranoid. I wanted peace more than I wanted truth. On the 4th day, Dr. Morrison stopped by during rounds. Recovery is looking excellent, he said, checking Vanessa's chart. The procedure was actually less complex than we initially thought. Shorter surgery time, lower risk overall. I sat up straighter. Less complex? Does that affect the cost? He blinked at me, surprised. Well, yes. That should have been discussed with billing beforehand. Typically, when surgical time decreases significantly, Adjustments are made. Adjustments. I repeated. The final bill would be lower than the estimate. Nobody had mentioned that to me. That night, while Vanessa slept, her phone lit up on the bedside table. I wasn't trying to snoop. The screen just glowed in the dark room, and I saw the message preview before I could look away. Patricia, once you're stable, we can move forward. Everything's in place. Move forward with what? What was in place? My heart started pounding. I didn't wake Vanessa up to ask. Something told me not to. Instead, I started paying closer attention to everything around me. After Vanessa came home from the hospital, something shifted. The gratitude that had been there before, the tears, the hand-holding, the whispered thank yous, it all evaporated like morning fog. Conversations changed. Instead of "we need to," it became "you'll understand when," and "I can't deal with this right now." When I brought her tea, she said, "Thanks," the same way you'd thank a waiter. Not like a wife thanking her husband. Like a customer thanking someone providing a service. I logged into the hospital billing portal 5 days after she came home. The final bill was posted, $31,000. I'd paid $63,000. There was a note. Refund pending, $32,000. Estimated processing, 5 to 7 business days. My hands went cold. $32,000 being refunded. I clicked through to see where it was being sent. An account number I didn't recognize. Not our joint account. Not my account. Hers. A personal account I'd never seen before. 2 days later, I found a business card on the kitchen counter. Brennan and Associates, Family Law. It was tucked under Patricia's purse, like she'd accidentally left it there. I picked it up, read both sides, and set it back down exactly where I found it. I didn't ask about it. Silence became my new strategy. That evening, I tried one more time. "Vanessa, are we okay?" I asked while she scrolled through her phone on the couch. She sighed heavily, like I was the most exhausting person in the world. "Raymond, can we not do this right now? I'm still healing. I just want to make sure we're—" I said not now. Her voice was sharp. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized something awful. This conversation was already over. It had ended before I even knew it started. I started noticing small things. Drawers in our bedroom were half empty. Important documents were missing from our file cabinet. Birth certificates, tax returns, her passport. "Where's the folder with our paperwork?" I asked. "My parents are organizing things," Vanessa said casually. "Getting everything in order for insurance follow-ups. Why would they need my birth certificate for that?" She shrugged. "I don't know, Raymond. Ask them if it matters so much." It mattered, but I didn't ask. I just kept watching. The bank alert came through while I was at work. Large transfer from joint checking, $8,500. I opened the app immediately. The money had moved to an external account. Same account number from the hospital refund. I didn't call her. I didn't confront her. I took a screenshot. Saved it to 3 different places. Evidence matters when the truth starts looking like paranoia. The drive home from her 2-week follow-up appointment was silent. Dr. Morrison had given her full clearance. "You're healing beautifully," he'd said. "No restrictions. You're good to resume normal activities." I'd expected her to be happy. Instead, she seemed tense. I pulled into our apartment complex and turned off the car. "Need help getting upstairs?" I asked. "I'm fine," she said, already opening her door. "Vanessa, thank you for driving me." Polite. Distant. Like I was Uber, not her husband. Which brings me back to the hospital hallway. Back to the envelope. Back to Patricia's calm voice explaining my exit strategy like she was doing me a favor. "The apartment lease is in both names, but Vanessa needs stability right now," she said. "I'm sure you understand." Gerald finally spoke. "We appreciate everything you did. We really do." Past tense. Everything you did. I looked at Vanessa. She was staring at the floor, same as her father. "When did you plan this?" I asked quietly. "Raymond, don't make this harder," Patricia started. "When—" Vanessa finally met my eyes. "Does it matter?" "Yeah," I said. "It really does." She didn't answer. She didn't have to. I'd been played from the beginning. I slept on my friend Corey's couch that night. He didn't ask many questions when I showed up with a duffel bag. Just handed me a pillow and said, "Stay as long as you need." I didn't tell him everything. Not yet. I just lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment from the past month. Every sign I'd ignored. Every red flag I'd explained away. The next morning, I got up early. Made coffee. Went to work. Healing doesn't have to be loud and dramatic. Sometimes it's just putting one foot in front of the other until walking feels normal again. They made one critical mistake. They assumed I was destroyed, broken, that I'd just accept the narrative they'd created and disappear quietly. They underestimated what patience and documentation could do. While they were busy dividing up what they thought I'd lost, I was busy gathering proof of what they'd taken. Bank statements, hospital bills, text messages, timeline records. I wasn't angry anymore. I was methodical. The mediation happened 3 weeks later. Vanessa's lawyer, the one from Patricia's business card, laid out their demands. The apartment, half my future earnings, spousal support during her continued recovery. They expected me to just sign. Instead, I set a folder on the table. "What's this?" the lawyer asked. "Documentation," I said calmly. Bank transfers dated before the surgery was even scheduled. The hospital refund sent to Vanessa's private account. Text messages between her and her mother discussing timelines. The lawyer's expression changed. So did Vanessa's. Patricia and Gerald started arguing with each other in whispered hisses. "You said he wouldn't keep records," Gerald muttered. "How was I supposed to know?" Patricia shot back. Their lawyer held up a hand. "Can we have a moment with our client?" They stepped into the hallway. Vanessa stayed at the table, staring at the folder like it was a bomb. For the first time since this started, she looked genuinely scared. "Why are you doing this?" she whispered. "I paid for your surgery," I said quietly. "You paid for a divorce with my refund. I'm just making sure the truth doesn't get buried." Their story started falling apart fast. Vanessa's claim that I'd been emotionally absent during her recovery didn't match the hospital logs showing I'd stayed every night. Her assertion that we'd been separated for months didn't align with our joint lease renewal signed 6 weeks before her diagnosis. Patricia's claim that I'd refused to help financially crashed against the bank transfer of my entire savings. One by one, their lies collapsed. I got a new job 2 months later. Better pay, better hours, a company that actually valued what I brought to the table. I rented a small one-bedroom apartment across town. It wasn't much, just 650 square feet, but it was mine. No shared spaces, no tension, no walking on eggshells, just peace. It felt strange at first. I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop, for someone to need something from me. But nobody did. The legal consequences weren't dramatic or explosive. The court ordered Vanessa to return the misappropriated funds. Not as punishment, just as correction. Her claims for spousal support were denied based on the evidence of planning and deception. The apartment lease was dissolved. We both walked away clean. Patricia and Gerald stopped contacting me. Their leverage disappeared the moment the truth came out. I got one final message from Vanessa 3 months after everything ended. It came late at night. I didn't think it would end like this. I stared at it for a long time. Part of me wanted to respond, to ask what she thought would happen, to ask if she ever actually loved me, or if I was always just a solution to a problem. But I didn't type anything back. Some conversations have expiration dates. This one had expired the moment she handed me those papers in the hospital hallway. I deleted the message and went to sleep. I didn't win by destroying them. I won by walking away with my dignity intact and the truth documented. I paid $63,000 for a surgery that cost $31,000. I learned that love shouldn't come with a secret price tag and exit strategy. They thought they could use me and discard me. They thought I'd be too broken or too proud to fight back with facts instead of emotion. They were wrong. I'm not bitter. I'm not waiting for karma to catch up with them. I'm just living my life, a smaller, quieter, more honest life than the one I had before. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's building something new from what they try to take from you. And that's exactly what I did.